What's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to build a GraphQL server in TypeScript with the Nest.js framework. We are going to use a GraphQL module that is a wrapper around the Apollo server. Apollo is a well-known and proven GraphQL package that many Node.js frameworks are using for this kind of API. Don't forget to hit that bell icon and subscribe, and let's get started. Okay, we're going to create a new Nest.js project from scratch. So first, we need to install the Nest.js CLI. npm install global add nest.js /CLI. Okay, now let's create a new project. I'm going to clean this. Nest new and the name of the project. Let's call it Nest GraphQL. Here we can select which package manager we want to use. I'm going to select npm. Okay, now we need to install the required libraries to run our GraphQL server. So let's enter to the project directory first. Nest GraphQL. I'm going to clean this. And I'm going to install a couple of libraries. npm install -- save. And the first library is going to be nest.js /GraphQL. Then I need to install GraphQL tools. That includes the playground, where I can run mutations and queries, for example. The GraphQL library. And the Apollo server for Express. Remember that when you install Nest.js, by default, you're going to use Express. You can also use Fastify. In this case, we're going to use the default framework. So this is Apollo server Express. Okay, we have our GraphQL libraries and the Apollo server installed. So I'm going to clear this. And now I need to install an additional library that I'm going to use to validate the input. npm install -- save. And the library is going to be class validator. Okay, and now let's open Visual Studio Code and let's start working on our GraphQL server. Okay, first, let's close this, and I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call it videos. And first, I'm going to create the GraphQL schema.graphql. And here I'm going to paste an schema that we already used in a previous video. Here we have the video that has an ID, a title, a URL, and an author. The author is a user with an ID and a name. Then we have this query to get the list of existing videos. And then we have this mutation to create new videos. And this mutation receives this structure that is a new video, including the title, the URL, and the user ID. The next step is going to be creating a specific script that is going to generate the TypeScript classes that are going to represent the definitions based on this schema. So I'm going to close this and I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to call it generate typings.ts. And here we need to use the GraphQL definitions factory. So we're going to use a constant. This is going to be definitions factory. And we need to use a new instance of GraphQL definitions factory. And we have to import that library. Import. I'm going to grab this from here. And the library is at nest.js /GraphQL. Okay, and using this definitions factory, we need to call this generate method, and we need to pass some parameters to it. First, we need to pass where are the GraphQL definitions, basically the GraphQL schema. And we do that using this property. And here we pass the path to the GraphQL schema. This is source. And here we say any file with the GraphQL extension is going to include the definitions that we expect here. Then we need to specify the destination file where all these TypeScript classes are going to be created. So we use path for that. And here we specify the path to the target file. And here we pass the current directory. This will be source/GraphQL.ts. And finally, we define the output as a class. And I need to import this. Import join from path. Okay, and that's all we need to generate the TypeScript classes that represent the GraphQL schema. I'm going to open a new terminal. Okay, and now I'm going to generate the TypeScript code, actually the TypeScript classes that are going to represent this GraphQL schema with the video, the user, queries, and mutations. So I'm going to run tsc source/generate typings, and this is going to transpile to a JavaScript file. And now I'm going to run that JavaScript file using node source generate typings.js. Okay, the definitions have been updated. So here we have the new video that is the input that we're going to use here in the mutation. Is actually this input. We also have the video definition with ID, title, URL, and the author. And we have our user class here. And here we have the query that returns a list of videos here. Okay, now let's move on to the videos folder. And here we are going to create a couple of files. The first will be the module, the videos module. So I'm going to call this file video.module.ts. I'm going to create a video resolver. So this is going to be video.resolvers.ts. And I'm going to create another file that is going to be video.service.ts. So this video module is going to include the video service and the video resolvers. Okay, let's work on the video service first. So export class video service. This is going to be injectable. Here we are going to use a local array to store the videos. It's going to be private read-only videos, and the type is going to be a video array. We're going to initialize this variable as an empty array. I need to import the video class from the GraphQL.ts file. That is actually this one. Here is the class that we're going to import. Let's go back. And here I'm going to create two methods. The first one is going to be a findAll method that is going to return an array of videos. And this is going to return just the array that I just declared. Return these videos, like that. And then I'm going to create a create method that is going to receive a video DTO, and I'm going to return a new video like this. And for now I'm going to return null. And I'm going to create this video DTO class. So I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call it DTO. And here I'm going to create a new class that is going to be video.dto.ts. Okay, and here I'm going to add a new class, export class video DTO. And this is going to extend one of the classes that we generated from the GraphQL schema, that is a new video input. Actually, this class, new video. And if we go here, this is part of the GraphQL.ts file that we just generated. Let's go back to the DTO. And here we're going to add some validations. So we can use some decorators or annotations, such as is not empty. I'm going to import, and this is not empty. And we are going to use the class validator library for that, class validator. And here we're going to decorate all the variables, right? The title, that is a string. The same is not empty, the same for the URL of the video. That is also a string. And the same for the user ID, that is the author of the video. Okay, and that's it for the DTO. Let's go back to the service, and we're going to use that class here, video DTO. Great. And here we're going to use that DTO to create an actual video and add that video to this array. In order to generate the ID of the video, we're going to use the length of the array, const list size. This is a number, and this is going to be this, that videos, that, and this is going to be actually the ID. This is going to be video ID, this video that length plus 1. And we're going to create a new video, const video of type video. And this is going to be new video. So the video ID is going to be video ID to string. Then we're going to have video.title is going to be the video DTO title. The video URL is going to be the DTO URL. And here we're going to create the author of the video, const, that is a user. This is going to be a new user. And the author.id, video DTO that ID, user ID, sorry. And the name of the author.name is going to be author, and we're going to concatenate the ID that we get here. Then I'm going to assign the author to the video, video.author equals to the author. And finally, I'm going to return the video here. And before I forget, I need to add the video to the array. So this is going to be this, that videos, that push, and we pass the video. And this is the service. So the resolvers are going to delegate all the operations to this service to get the list of existing videos and to create new videos. So this is going to be the query, and this is going to be used by the resolver of the mutation. Okay, now let's work on the resolvers. Okay, first I'm going to create the class, export class video resolvers. And here I need to use a special decorator that is a resolver, like this. And the name of the resolver is going to be video. Here I need to create a constructor that is going to receive the service. As I said before, it's going to delegate to the service all the operations. So this is going to be private read-only video service. And here we're going to use the video service class that we just created. Okay, and first I'm going to create the query to get the list of existing videos. I'm going to use async. It's going to be videos. And this is going to return video service that find all. And here I need to use a special decorator or annotation that is add query, like this. And this is not the library, so I need to use the query from the GraphQL library actually. So I'm going to remove this, and now we're good. Okay. The next one is going to be the mutation. So this is going to be async create, and here I'm going to receive as the arguments. This is like this, args, and I'm going to receive the input as the argument, as we can see here in this mutation. Okay, let's go back to data resolvers, and the arguments are going to be a video detail actually, and this is going to return a promise. So this is going to return await this dot video service dot create, and we pass the arguments like this. And here I need to add another decorator that is add mutation, like this. And that's pretty much it for the resolver. So we need to go to the module, and we need to import the resolvers and the service. So here we need to create a new class, export class video module. Here I need to add another decorator, that is the module decorator, this one. And here I need to pass the providers for the module. And this array is going to include the service, video service, and the video resolvers, like that. And that's pretty much what we need for the module. Now we can remove this controller. We're not going to use the test. We're not going to use the controller. We are not going to use this service. So I'm going to remove it. And here we need to change this module to include this video module that we just created here. So here we are going to use neither the controller nor the service. So I'm going to remove this. Okay, here I'm going to import the video module, video. And for GraphQL, I need to use GraphQL module, and I need to use the forRoot method. And here I need to pass the path to the GraphQL schema. This is type paths. And I need to pass the path to the schema like this. Wildcard that GraphQL. And that's it for the module. I'm going to clean this. And now I'm going to run the application. npm run start. Okay, and here I forgot to add the mutation name, that is create video. Here I need to use the same name that is defined here, create video. So that is why it's throwing this error. I'm going to run the server again. Okay, and now we're good to go. I'm going to open the playground. This is going to be localhost 3000/GraphQL. And here we can run mutations and queries. Here I already have some mutations. Okay, I'm going to use this mutation first. So this is going to be a first video. This is going to be video 1, and the user is going to be 1. So I'm going to pass this input, and I expect this result, including the ID of the video, the title, and the URL, and the ID and the name of the author of that video. So let's run this, and here we get the information that as we expect. I'm going to create another video, my second video. This is going to be vid 2, and the user is going to be 2. I'm going to run this, and again I get the information as I expect. And now I'm going to run a query. I already have some queries here, and I'm going to use this one. So here I'm going to get the list of existing videos, including the ID of the video, the title, the URL, and the author. I'm going to run this, and as we can see, I get the information as I expect, including the ID, the title, the URL, and the author, including the identifier and the name of the author. That's pretty much all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and I see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.